I was thinking about this yesterday. Of like in terms of up and coming kid names, I feel like Salt is going to become a popular name.
Why do you say that?
I feel like it's one of those things where it's short, precise. It's one of those things people like naming things after foods. Salt, like there's already pepper, but not a lot of salts out there. I
You
feel like
know
salt is going to be a thing.
you know a lot of peppers. You know a lot of people named Pepper.
I know like cartoon characters named Pepper. I don't know a lot of people. I feel like people like have like nickname Peppers, but no, government name wise, I can't say I know for sure.
So you're just going based off cartoon names. So SpongeBob is a popular cartoon. I don't see nobody walking around with a kid named SpongeBob.
It's I wouldn't be too surprised if like in Iceland, not really they have like the translation for SpongeBob for someone. That'd be a goofy name though. But Salt though, I feel like Salt. It's gonna start off with pets being called Salt, and then the kids are gonna be called Salt. This is what I anticipate.
So we should mark this. We should mark this down. Put a like an alarm on it. Come back to it in like 20 years,
It's
and then be like, "Yo, were we right?" You know what I'm saying? And that's how you determine if the podcast was successful or not.
damn proper ebonics with salt and pepper. Oh wait, proper ebonics. It's the brain is going. The brain is going, man. This has been quite the weekend. First off, welcome Proper Ebonics. Welcome Proper Ebonics.
Yeah,
Alan, how have you been? It's
I'm
been a
good,
while.
yo. You already know. I'm in the mix in the trenches. You know how it goes.
Swimming in the
Get,
trenches. I get
getting
that.
them getting them reps up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was in a different sort of trenches this weekend. I went out to Westchester
Uh,
to dance and party. You know, like
what's a
Westchester.
dance?
I went out to dance.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. So like Westchester was like, I'm gonna take like an Uber out there and not to worry about like driving all that stuff. The whole intentions was like, I'm gonna go out and party tonight. And that I did. It was a I don't know if you've ever been to Westchester. Have you been to Westchester on a weekend before?
I've been to Westchester. Couple. I mean, yeah, it's right there. I've been there a couple times.
Yeah. I'd say I probably the last time I went was maybe like when I was like 23 or something. I went later on as an adult as well, but not like with
Yeah.
the intentions like this. And yeah, it was a good experience. Got like dinner and all that stuff, and then like went out and did the drinks, and then hit up the dance floor a little bit, just a little bit. And then I gotta say, I was feeling it. I was feeling it the next day. This is one of the first times in a long time where it's like, oh, I think I'm hungover.
Oh, you was drunk. I thought you were going to say you was feeling it in your legs, like you was getting. It's like, you know, you're getting old because your hamstrings and your thighs was hurting after a night of dancing.
Oh my goodness, no. Well, you know, your boy stretches. But like, no, this is like one of the first times that I can recall. Probably like maybe like a year or two. Probably I don't know, a long time where it's like the whole day Saturday. I was hungover. I felt like a goof. It was wild. I'm glad that we didn't set time to record on Saturday because I don't know if I would have been able to do it.
Is that why you chose a different day to record than we normally do? Because you knew you were going to be wasted.
I did. Yes. That's how much the intentions was on Friday. I was like, all right, I'm doing Westchester. Let me do it where the next day is free, sort of thing. And it was a good choice. I could barely keep food down. It was wild.
No, that was very adult of you to do that, to plan like that. Because I'm
I
good for doing the opposite. I'm good, like, no, I'll squeeze it in. I'll
feel
figure it out. You know what I mean?
like the last episode you came in like from an Uber you're like in LA at this place. And I was like just cruised right in. You make it work though. You make it work. I feel like we had an episode where you were in the parking lot of a Sears.
Yeah, I was in the Sears parking lot recording. That was I was in Jersey. I was in Jersey somewhere. Just I was moving, and it was just time to record. I just happened it was just at times. I was just traveling.
Hmm.
Just pulled over, make it happen.
You were
But because I feel like that's more adult of me than it is of you to just cancel and just change the whole day on us on our schedule. We have a schedule we stick to. You know what
I
I'm saying?
I don't know. Cancel's a strong word. Cancel.
You put
Suggest
a
the
rain
next
check.
day.
You rain checked on us before you even scheduled.
That doesn't count. That counts as just going to the other day. You're a wild guy for that.
Yeah, but what was you drinking that had you all crazy?
Bro, that's the thing. I was mainly sticking with beer, and I drink beer regularly, sort of thing. But then, at some point Lisa was like, let's do shots with like the other people we were with, and I did. I think maybe one. Apparently, I did another one that I don't recall, but I did one, and I think that's what probably did me in.
Oh, so it was 2 shots. Took you over the top, huh?
Yeah, man. Whatever those Tito's things are, whatever they put in those Tito's, too much Tito. Because it's there's like we were one place and we had like a full blown like hour long conversation. I don't recall that full blown hour conversation, but apparently it was heartfelt, so that's cool. Um, Ran up on some dudes. They were talking crazy. I should rephrase this. I didn't run up on some dudes because they were
Got to a
talking crazy.
situation.
Yeah, it was a moderately tension. There was a moment where I was
What
running.
happened? Somebody step on your shoe?
No, but that would have bummed me out. My shoes did get a little dirty. No, I went to a shop to get some milkshakes. Went to get some milkshakes, and this is where I need a chill sort of thing. I have milkshakes. I'm double fisting. I'm walking back. We're waiting for Uber. It's probably like what 2:30 or something like that. And these dudes I saw earlier in the night, they're like, they're complimenting my shirt. They're like, nice salmon shirt. And I was like, yes, I like that. I saw them and they stepped up. They stepped up to Lisa. Stepped up, really. It's more so approached. They
Yo,
approached
this is
her.
crazy.
They approached and just framed it as like, "Are you here alone?" And it just happened to be as I was pulling up with my milkshakes, and I was like, "What's up, place?" And like, and then they had this moment where like, they kind of like stared at me. It was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's that salmon shirt." And the other guy was like, "More like pink." And then like we kind of just staring at each other for a little bit. We're like kind of talking kind of passively. I got the milkshakes in hand, and then they eventually walked away. But in my mind, the next day, I was like, "Yeah, I had a face off. I had a face."
I'm just picturing you standing there contemplating dumping milkshakes on these guys. Like, I think it's hilarious that you were blacked out drunk with milkshakes in your hand. You don't even remember.
Yeah, it's
It's a
yeah.
2 shots.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, if I fill up on milkshakes now, I'm not going to feel it tomorrow, sort of thing. And I don't know, the milkshakes may have added to the hangover. So that I don't know if it helped or not. I think maybe it helped me in this social situation, perhaps coming in like with the milkshakes, but it was just peculiar timing, and tension was had, but then tension passed.
Hey, so I mean, you saved the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was on your shorty. You know what I mean? You was like, no, I ain't having that. I got drinks for us. I got treats for her.
You
You know what I'm saying?
think I'm just walking around with just milkshakes for me? Nah, player. You think I'm walking
Hey,
around solo with this shirt?
you know what I'm saying? It's 2023. We're not buying women drinks. We buying them milkshakes around here. You know what I'm saying? That's
That's
what we
what
want to
that's what
step
we're
your
trying
game
to
up.
do. Trying to get the fiber going. Trying to get the fiber going. Also, it's a
No,
weird approach to step to someone and be like, "Are you here alone?" Weird move.
I mean, it sounds creepy, but his intentions were pure.
Uh,
It was
Maybe.
pure. It's like if you're with a man, then I'm cool. But if you aren't, what's going on? Like, it's
Mm.
creepy. It's creepy to do. I mean, but he a creepy guy. Like,
It's
he don't know it's wrong.
that's what we need to start doing when we see like maybe comedians by themselves, like at mics or shows. Players by themselves, be like, "Are you here alone?" Maybe that's the thing that we got to do. Like our intentions are pure. We want to like collaborate.
That's a creepy. I worded it in a creepy way.
That's a creepy way to word it. Oh yeah, that's well, we all have different
Did you,
opinions on what's creepy.
did you
Very
come with
cool.
any witnesses?
It's, people are across like this. People across the street and all that stuff. Like, oh my god, what's that guy with the milkshakes doing? There must be a situation going on over there. I don't know if there was necessarily a situation though.
I can only picture you on World Star the next day just dumping. You were blacked out, dump milkshakes when these guys beat them up, went and got 2 new milkshakes. Don't even remember it.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad I'm not on World Star Hip Hop right now, video circulating and me getting jumped with milkshakes. Like milkshake boy gets dropped. Like I'm glad nothing like that is it's milkshake boy gets dropped by men in pure intentions. Like it's,
New York Post.
it's like, oh man, that would stink. Luckily, that didn't happen though. Maybe the situation was remedied. So that was pretty much my weekend though. And I know you were in different sort of trenches though. You were out there combating with the people while bringing them joy.
I wasn't combating. I wasn't confronting 2 dudes like you were. You know what I'm saying?
It's
I was spreading love. You know what I mean?
mm,
You know, in the streets.
whoa.
It's funny because people that's not even in comedy understand the terms the streets. Like, they
I
get what
know.
I mean. Like you get what I'm saying. Like when I'm in the streets, like I'm really moving and shaking, networking, shows popping up, guest spot.
Well,
I be like when I'm not booked sometimes.
mm,
I mean,
what
it just sounds weird.
sounds like well, when you're in the streets that long, sort of thing. Sometimes you gotta go home and not necessarily like hibernate, sort of thing. But wait, what do you mean by that? But you
That's not
said,
what I mean. What I mean is
what do you mean?
sometimes, like if it happened to be a Friday or something where I'm not booked, it give me opportunity to go do something that I wouldn't normally do because I would be booked. Trying to, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So it's like I could go to the comedy club or something and do, you know what I mean, show face, network, things like that.
mm.
So yeah, I've done a lot of that.
That's like I still consider that in the streets. Like if you're not getting booked and then you go up to another place, you're still in the streets. You're not booked, but you're still street. You're in there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying though, like that's what I've been doing. But I like sometimes when I'm not booked so I can do that. Because
Mm,
sometimes when I'm booked, like I'm not gonna be running around trying to being late to my show or you know what I mean? It's like so yeah, I like when I'm I'd rather be booked. But
mm.
like I like sometimes when I get the opportunity, the freedom to move and shake in the streets more. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been doing that. So that's what I've been up to.
This we'll start us off with some comedy talk here. I want to break people off with this and kind of hear your thoughts in general too. So like you're doing longer sets sort of thing. Like say like you're booked to do like something kind of longer. You're doing maybe some material that you don't normally have in your sets because it's a longer set. You're like putting stuff in there. Uh, do you ever have it where you're maybe you're focused on having like you're not necessarily like having the material there because you know it's there sort of thing, but like it's like, oh, I want to make sure the order is cool, I want to make sure that the segues are cool, and that it almost like can almost take away from like the performance element, almost like, all right, I'm saying the things, this is like I want to get to like I want to get to those points, make sure I hit it, make sure I don't forget certain things, and then like you may almost like get so caught up in that like the performance element, like comedian Alan, like that part, it's almost like, oh, I'm saying the things, but I'm not like doing like the performance part.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying with that? And have you is
I
that something
know.
you ever come across?
I know exactly what you're saying, and I think that is what determines greatness.
Mm,
It's like we're all trying to get to that point where, like, so for me, there's parts of my like remembering the order is key for me. Like once I jump out of order a little bit, like
yeah,
it just messed everything up because it's all in my head. Like I don't write nothing down. Like I mean, you know, I got the jokes written down, but like I don't write my set order down and have it on stage with me or nothing like that. I see people do that
I was about to
sometimes.
say, yeah, you don't I feel like you and I are similar in that way, and that we're not really like we're not note checkers for shows
Mm-mm.
sort of thing. I feel like it's kind of takes us out of it a little bit.
Yeah, even at mics and stuff, I don't like to open up my phone and stuff like that because it takes away. I like to practice how I'm going to play, and it's like I'm not going to be on stage with my phone, so why bring it out? If I can't figure it out, then it's not meant to be figured out that night. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Recently, I have at mics, I have been pulling out my phone because I've been really trying to lock down some stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So it's like, all right, integrity got to go out the window for a second. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
gotta,
you got to whip Nokia out on that one.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? This with the snake too, but so yeah, no, like I gotta remember the order. If I don't remember the order, like if I get out of order, everything's out of whack. Like my
Mm,
segues don't make sense. It gotta go. Like some of my callbacks don't make sense
mm,
because it gotta be in order. But making sure it's in order does take away from the actual meat of the joke. Like the joke would be better. So if I gotta do 10 jokes compared to doing one joke,
mm.
that one joke, I'm gonna give it my all. But if I'm
Yeah,
doing 10, I'm taking away. But
yeah,
that, but overcoming that is what was greatness. That's what greatness is. That's why Chris Rock and Chappelle and them can go on stage, do an hour, boom, special.
yeah.
They remembered it. It's like that. You know what I mean? It's like
Also
that's
from doing
greatness.
it a bunch too, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like running those sets by before doing like the special and such. It's an interesting concept, sort of thing about that, the idea of like it's you're almost like stretching out energy, where it's like you're right, like if you're doing that just one joke sort of thing, it's like, oh yeah, I could like I'm fixated on this
Yeah.
sort of thing. But like you may be doing a joke, then you realize like, okay, well, there's like 18 more of these sort of thing, and like making sure the order's right and all that. And that's something that I want to make sure to continuously remind myself for particularly like longer sets of like you add material there, just trust in it sort of thing. And don't forget, it sounds corny, but don't forget to have fun. Like
Oh,
don't
for
forget to
real.
like
Yeah.
riff, like because that's what really like conveys over sort of thing. Like that's like you're able to see that a little bit more and like the people can see that too. So yeah.
Yeah. They can see that for sure. A thing that helps me is I chop it up into smaller sets in my head. So it's like if I'm doing 40 minutes in a perfect world, let's say I have four different 10-minute pieces of it. So it's like 10 minutes of me growing up as a kid, 10 minutes of me being a dad and having kids, 10 minutes of current events, and then 10 minutes of like super black stuff. So
Uh,
it's like what I'll do is so in my head, I'm not doing a 40-minute set. I'm just doing 4 10-minute joints. So
mm,
in that 10 minute, I'll give it the energy of a 10-minute set, and then all right, move on. Then give
yeah.
it the energy of another 10-minute set. Like that's what I do sometimes to like
Chunks.
break it down to be more in it. You know what I mean? To like
Yeah.
not be thinking so big, like yo, I'm doing all these jokes. No, it's like no, I'm just doing boom. All right, they laughing. All right, 10 minutes. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, it's like
I like
yeah.
those
So
breakdowns. I like the idea of you having like in your categories like black stuff and then like 4 bits down super black stuff. Like I like that's just one for those. I had labels for a longer set that I did, and shout out to Phantom Power on Sunday. It was nice. It was nice little team got together and all that stuff. People came out. It was solid.
nice.
The way I broke it down was like silly, sexy, dark, and then miscellaneous, and then impressions. And then like I was like, oh yeah, this is interesting. This sound breaking the chunk sound. I'm like, it's less so about this because like silly will have like 8 different bits in there, sort of thing. So not really like chunks, but like it's just like categorized. Like, all right, these are silly ones,
Yep.
and goes into those. It's helpful to do it that way. Even drawing lines on like this end of silly, this
Yeah.
end of dark. Like it actually helps to do that.
Yeah. When I put my set order in my phone, like I'll leave a space between
Mm.
each segment. You know what I mean? And then, but now it's at the point where it's like I'm trying to grow that 10-minute kid segment, grow it so it can be. I can have
Mm.
20 minutes. I mean, I got more than 10, but it's just that's how my brain work. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
yeah, I think breaking it up makes it easier. But also like I seen this, I never knew this. Like when Chris Rock did that last special,
Mm.
seeing the behind the scenes or whatever, he had like his set list running on like a teleprompter.
Really?
You didn't see it?
Oh.
It was just like Will Smith slap. And it was like, whatever his topics were. But he had like a teleprompter. I was like, oh, I was like, duh. He's doing a live special for the world,
Yeah.
an hour. Like, yeah, of course. That was his paper on stage, but you couldn't see it because it was like in front of him on the ground.
Oh, the luxury of that. That's kind of nice. I wonder how many people, like, even for non necessarily like specials, like, even if it is just like a YouTube special, are just doing like a longer set for like tours and stuff. How many people utilize that?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I never even thought about it. I was like, oh, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, I don't knock it. I feel like that's one where people be like, oh, it's like you're having notes up there. But no, I feel like, especially something like that, where it's like live taping, I get that 100%. But if you did that even for just touring or you're just headlining, I'm okay with it. I think that's cool.
I'm knocking it.
Whoa.
I'm
Okay.
knocking it. We just talked about not bringing your phone on stage and having notes and integrity and all this stuff, and now you're gonna allow them to have a teleprompter. At what point it could just be the whole set word for word? People could just be
uh,
reading it.
if they all right, so I'll put it this way: if they're performing, like if they're like if that's like their way of like, all right, if you're able to do like if you're doing like 45 to an hour and a half and you're really performing, put on a show, and that's one of the aids that allows you to do that, I guess I'm forgiving of that. I think it's different if like you're taking something out and like you're looking at it and that like people could see you, but like if it's just something where just you're seeing, I'm okay with that.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna
It's,
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm not okay with it because I got an ego problem, right? Whereas though I know that if I do it without, it's better. It's better. Imagine if you did it without it. It's like for me, I feel like that's why I don't want help with like jokes and stuff that from people. I want to just to do it all by myself. I want to be just that great. So it's like I don't want a teleprompter. I want to be able to do it without it. I'm that good. I don't need a teleprompter. Like
huh.
I get it. He's performing for the world. It's live. It's something that's never been done. I get it. To each his own. But for me, that's why. Yeah, I don't know. I'm at this place. Maybe it's like I said, it's ego. But like I'm at
Mm.
this place where I just wanted to. I really fuck with integrity like that, and I don't want no help. I'm not bringing my phone out.
Mm.
I'm not. You don't teleprompter. I'm good. I'm just gonna remember this hour. Like no,
No
he know he
teleprompter
could.
Massenberg.
Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying. He know he could do it without that teleprompter.
Chris Rock, you may have gotten the jitters. Here, Proper Bunks. We wanted to tell you, do away with the jitters and do away with the teleprompter. Well, one half of Proper Bunks wants to tell you that. I'm okay with it.
I'm gonna show you how to do comedy. No.
Speaking of integrity and comedy and such like that, what's your take on this idea of like if someone gives you a tag? I know you mentioned before, like when people like mention stuff, if someone gives you a tag for something and you for whatever reason try the tag and it works, is that for integrity or pride reasons? Are you less inclined to like move forward with that, or are you kind of just like, if it's not from my brain, I'm not doing it?
I've only ever used one tag that anyone has ever said to me.
Hmm.
And the only reason I used it is because I was already thinking it. So it was like, yeah, you're right, I should, because I was thinking that. And I used it. So it's like it doesn't I don't know, it doesn't count as somebody give me a tag, but I know if that joke went on TV somewhere, that guy would be like, I gave him that. I know that. But I already thought that, but it was great. But I don't want it, bro. I don't
Don't
know
want it.
why. I don't know why I'm this way. It's ego. I don't know.
I don't necessarily want tags either, because at a certain point, it's like, all right, well, like 5 of these tags are from other comics, sort of things, which I guess is fine. But like, I will say there was one recently that was suggested by a comic that was good too. So it's like it's not like just some person. It was like, oh wow, like I consider you like good comic, and it was like they paid attention to something earlier in the set, and like, oh, that could be a callback. And I was like, oh, that's you were actually watching the set, sort of thing. Like you were like studying the material, and yeah, I was like, oh, I tried it out, it worked. I was like, oh, not bad.
That's not somebody giving you a tag. That's a recommendation. So that's a recommendation on where to put your joke.
It was kind of like a recommendation on a tag in a way, because it's like if I thought they're pretty much like, oh, I thought you were going to do this thing at the end of this joke, because it would have been a callback to the other thing. I was like, oh,
I've gotten that before. I've heard that before too. Like, yeah, I thought you were gonna. I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I think it's a little different. It's a little different because it's kind of like I don't know.
They're not coming up with the thing. It's something that I had already said. They're like, oh, this is something where you could consider putting it there. And they even say it like that. They're like, oh, I thought you were going to do this. That's another thing. They did it in a very like respectful way. They weren't condescending or anything like that.
Yeah.
So like, oh, all right, I rock with you. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's cool, but yeah, I don't want no help. I don't want no help. I want to figure it out.
You don't want no teleprompter. You got this.
Yeah,
you do got this though.
I'm a man of integrity. I don't know why. I don't know why. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. It makes me feel good knowing that I ain't had no help.
Damn. In terms of no help and such, and in terms of being able to voice your opinions and these thoughts of yours, these original ideas and such. I don't know if you saw this at all, but what's going on with Twitter? What's happening with Twitter right now?
So yesterday I kept scrolling and it kept saying like rate limit exceeded. I'm like, what does that mean? Rate limit? I'm like, what's up? I'm looking at my Verizon plan, like, that over Verizon money? Rate limit. So I see that Elon Musk, he put a thing on it, like a limit on the amount of tweets that you can see for
really
posts. Yeah.
Oh, so it's the amount of the posts that you could see or the amount of posts that you could create?
See. So it's like, so what it was, I think it was either 8,000 or 6,000, where it was like, if you're paid to be verified, you can see 8,000 tweets a day. If you're not verified, meaning you don't spend money, you only see 800 tweets a day.
That's a lot of tweets.
I don't know. All I know was yesterday it kept telling me I seen enough.
Damn, you saw 800 tweets. That's wild.
I don't think I see 800 tweets. Like, there's no way I see 800 tweets. There's no way. I don't even be on Twitter like that. Like,
you're just like on Roseanne Barr's page and you saw all the tweets. Yeah, it's funny because like I feel like so a lot of people are saying like this is a bad thing, and obviously like this is like maybe like a taking advantage of the idea of like, oh, people have to like pay for the verification. And it's incentive for them to pay. And the whole idea of Twitter being like a free speech platform and you're kind of monetizing things. At the same time, though, do we maybe see this as a good thing in the sake of like, okay, well, if people are spending so and so amount of time on Twitter and we're thinking that people are becoming robots to these platforms, and if there's like the whoever the CEO is creating this thing where it's like, oh yeah, you can only see so much, is that a good thing for humanity?
It's not about that. It's not
It's
about that because you can pay to see what you want to see.
mm,
If
that's
you
true.
really want, if you really wanted to help, there wouldn't be an option to pay to see more.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all a
not.
cash. It's a cash grab.
Yeah, it's definitely not their intentions. Yeah, I should know that. I don't think that's like their intentions. Like, oh yeah, we want to do this so we limit the amount of users that are doing this because we care about your mental well being. I don't think that's what they're going for. But when I saw it, I saw a little bit of it. I was like, oh, all right. Maybe because I don't use Twitter like that either. I'm like, oh, probably for the best.
Yes, I thought the same thing. I'm
Hmm.
not gonna lie to you. I was like, okay, that's a good thing, but I don't think that it's not a good thing for business. First of all, because
Hmm.
I think that I've seen it. People are trying. Twitter since Elon Musk bought Twitter, it's been going down. People have been getting off of it left and right. It's not
Hmm.
popping. I don't be getting no traction on no tweets. I know I didn't get less funny. You know what I mean? So it's
Hmm.
like I don't know what's going on. The algorithm is trash. People are looking for a way to get off of that joint. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna be another app. People gonna start messing with TikTok more and Instagram, I guess, Facebook, all that, until
Yeah.
something else come out. I don't know, but TikTok, Twitter is done. It's done, bro.
Damn. Is Twitter no longer like breaking news center? Because I feel like that's like the big appeal with Twitter. Like people report things and it's like, oh, this came from so and so source on Twitter. I feel like that's like their big appeal.
I guess it is still, but like everybody, like a lot of young people, well, they on TikTok for sure. I mean, but like it got to a point where a lot of the Twitter content was just TikTok videos. People were just taking off TikTok and putting it on Twitter and
Uh,
like, yo, look at this. You know what I mean? But yeah,
that's I've
it's trash. Like
I've
go ahead.
no, I've yet to open TikTok, but I'm seeing more and more like it's becoming like it's a very real thing. I think it's very easy to pawn it off as like, oh, this is like a silly time consuming app where it's just like these 15-second clips. When I'm realizing now more and more, it's like, I know people are using this to like present news. And that's like a lot of people are getting recognized for their content on TikTok.
You ain't never opened TikTok?
I've never opened TikTok. I've seen
What?
like clips on like a Reddit and Instagram, but even for me, like it took me like what 3 years to get an Instagram, and now it's like, oh yeah, that's like the main thing I use. But yeah, haven't opened a TikTok. I take a weird pride in it. It's a pride that I don't think I should have, but take a little bit of pride.
No, I feel you. I be taking weird prizes, like not seeing like popular shows. Like I've never seen Snowfall. I've never watched Snowfall a day in my life.
It's like,
I just don't
yeah,
watch.
I haven't seen
I know
Avatar in
sheep.
12 years. Yeah, it's, it's
Mr.
freaking
Fantasy is a good
oxygen.
show.
Snowfall. I don't think I've ever heard of Snowfall. So
You
I'm
never
also
heard
taking.
of Snowfall?
That's how much pride I've taken. I don't even know what that show is.
What? What are we
Snowfall.
talking about on this podcast?
Snowfall.
You
Apparently,
don't.
that's the
You
show.
don't open TikTok. You don't watch Snowfall. I don't know who you are. Honestly, we've known this for a long
it's,
time. I don't even know who you are. Is your name
it's
really Kirk? Is that your
it's
name?
a it's salt. No, I go. Yeah, I watched television. I was watching Black Mirror. I enjoyed that.
All right. Black Mirror, cool. I feel like I've seen a couple episodes.
I do recommend it. I won't give it as my prop suggestion, but I do recommend it.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen a couple episodes though. But yeah, no, you need to open TikTok. Just look at it. I don't scroll TikTok. I open it to post. I post and I'll slide, but
Mm.
I don't be falling victim to the algorithm. But and my baby mom on there. That's the only app she got now, bro.
Uh,
Like, oh, it's so annoying. Yo, I post a video mocking my kids, right? Like, cause they be watching them ASMR videos. So I post a video
uh,
like mocking them. But it was a cool video. She showed them like they don't already follow me. So she showed them the video. And I guess my daughter responds.
uh,
She like make a video mocking me. Bro, I don't know what to do anymore. Like I'm supposed to be the one making jokes about people. She made a video talking about my beard, bro.
damn. I
That
feel
was
like
crazy.
That's like the second TikTok diss made towards you. I feel like when TikTok first started, they were making TikToks of you in the background, sort of thing. You have this like it's like the second time you've been dissed by your kids on TikTok.
You're right. You have me in the background video sweeping. I'm like, yo,
That's
I mean, looking like the help.
wild. Do you think we saw a notable comic shot to Lump? It looked like his son performed some stand up at a recent show. How do you feel like if one of your daughters is like, "Yo, I want to hit the stage, I want to get in these streets"?
I can see that happening. Like both my daughters, like my oldest daughter, she'd be watching comedy. Like her favorite comedian is Ali Sadiq.
Yeah,
Like, like she'd be watching comedy all the time. Like she's witty. She's a she's a creep. Like she's a creep. Like I can see her doing comedy. Like yeah, she got a view of the world the way she looks at it. It's comedian. It reminds me of myself.
yeah.
My youngest daughter, she'd be writing jokes. Like
Okay.
yeah, she got a joke. She got one joke. As she wrote it, I was like, "Oh, that's fire." I want to say it on stage. It's fire. Like I want to like, yo, my daughter said this. Like
She's
it's
going
gonna.
to diss you on TikTok. If you take her bit, like, so, don't
She's
do
talking about her. She's talking about her mom, so she ain't talking about me. So I can use.
that. That's
You know
wild, man.
yeah, so
I always
I can
thought
see
that'd
them.
be cool.
Go ahead. You
No,
said
I
you
always
always
thought
thought it'd
that'd be
be
like
cool.
a cool thing of like just like if you whether you have like kids or even like like I know sometimes like people like their partners will do like something similar like that. I think it's like a cool thing. I think there's room for it to be kind of complicated in some ways. Of like especially if the jokes are aimed towards you, but for the most part, people have sensitive humor about it.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. She's talking. She make the jokes about me. That'd be fine. But like, it's about her mom even better. You know, so it's great.
Damn, we'll see, man.
Um,
We'll see what kind of show you bring on the road. You got the
yeah,
whole
but
family
it's
there.
I think that Lump Son doing it was dope. I met Lump Son at a show, and
Oh,
I could just tell he wanted to get up there. So
really?
like, it's dope. It's dope to see that man. Like like Robert, what's his name? Gerald Kelly.
Hmm.
Gerald Kelly be doing. He be touring with all four of his sons.
Damn,
You know what I'm saying? They all different ages. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a wild move
it's
right
it's,
there.
it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got the Wayne's family. They all do comedy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The closest I could really do to that right now is bring up my puppet Darius. That's the and yeah, I have brought Darius on stage before. He has got busy on there. He's been on the streets. But we don't know if it's going to be a continuous thing though. So that's the closest I come to it right now, but to be determined.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Pat said, "What about your snake?" That's what I was thinking. I think Ali Oshi.
That's a oh my goodness. I was Alyosha may have to hit the streets with me. I was thinking of costume ideas. Like if I wanted to do like a Halloween party
Yeah.
and like have like some sort of thing with Alyosha there. But yeah, but once he gets older, once he's allowed to like get into the bars officially, maybe bring him to the comedy streets.
Then it'd be lit. You know what I'm saying? When it's nice outside, you can take them out with you. But
Uh,
you know what I wanted to talk about, yo?
yeah,
Outside. Why still smoky outside? You notice that?
bro. This hope for the last like 3 days. Yeah, man. So like we had like what 2 weeks ago the Canadian fires. Uh,
Yeah.
the smoke came over to like the East Coast, and the air quality not great. We all saw the photos. It looked like doomsday and all that. But for the last week, a little bit more underreported that it's been pretty hazy. Like it's
Yeah.
not making the news. It's been super hazy. I stepped out. I want to say Thursday morning, hot day. I was like, oh, maybe it's just like a hot, humid day sort of thing because it looks like super cloudy out there. And then, like for whatever reason, I look up like the AQI, which pop quiz. You
Yep.
know what AQI stands for?
Accrued question inquiry.
No, but I like that. No, I like that. I like the confidence that you presented it. Yes. No, I was like, just by chance, I was like air quality, and then
Index.
it is index, but it took me a while for the I was like, I didn't know what that one stood for. But
I
yeah,
didn't know that. I feel like I knew that.
that's, but yeah, it was air quality index here in Downingtown, which was like, categorically poor. Like they said, like it was just on the bad side. And then like I was driving out to a Mike in Phoenixville, and then like I noticed, I was like, oh, I think I have like a headache. And I was like, oh, I'm in this car, I'm blowing the air, sort of thing. It's like, should I not be out here, sort of thing, or why are people not being advised to walk around with the mask and such when the air quality is that poor?
I don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
Like at first, yo, I never been this bull, right? But at first I was like, oh, it's the fires in Canada. And then somebody sent me a video of, and it was like questioning the fires in Canada. Like,
Oh no.
it's a conspiracy, right? So I
No.
was like, ain't no conspiracy. The fires in Canada, and then the smoke coming down. And then it said, have you actually seen the fires in Canada? I was like, no. I was like, I ain't never seen a fire. So I googled the fire, right? I googled it. I was like, Canadian fire. Let me look at these fires. Boy, I was like, this can't be the only fire. It got to be some hidden fire somewhere. It was like an acre, bro.
No.
I was like, you ever seen the fires, Kirk?
When you mentioned that, I was like, damn, I actually have not seen some fire. We're all just kind of taking the word for it, like, oh yeah, Canada, they get fires.
Bro, there'd be so many fires in California, but you never hear Vegas having smoke storms. You know what I mean? Bro, when I seen this picture, I was like, oh no, they killing us. They killing us.
Oh, wait, Bruce.
They killing us.
If you're able to find a photo of a large fire that's not just one cabin in Canada, because this is a very interesting point. You're right. When they report the Canadian fires, you kind of just take their word for it, like, oh yeah, Canada. I guess they've had fires, but I'm not actually seeing any footage of fires in Canada.
I seen plenty of smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't seen no fire. Like, bro, when I seen this, I was like, man, am I a conspiracy theorist now? Because I was like, there ain't no way that fire doing this to the East Coast.
So producer Pat is pulling up. All right, Canadian wildfires bigger and better. One is literally a cabin. All right, that's a pretty big fire.
That's a pretty big one right there. That's pretty big.
It's just immediately debunked. Like, all
right, look, but that's the only picture.
It looks like there's a few down there too, like the one under the one extreme fires routine.
Where?
It's like 4 photos down. Yep, that one right
there.
That's
just a close up of some. That can be anything. All right, that's a lot. That's a lot. There's some new smoke, some new fire.
These are quite the fires.
All right.
It's reassuring to see this because you had me for a second. I was like,
I had myself. I'm glad. I'm glad there's fires.
Oh goodness.
I'm glad there's fires in Canada right now because now I feel reassured that the American government is not trying to take me out again.
What if the American government just has fog machines? What if we just have like fog machines and that's what we're seeing right now? We're like, oh yeah, it's Canadian fires, and it's just really just Spirit Halloween going crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year. They'll be opening up soon.
Yeah,
we're ramping up in June, July.
Well, I'm glad that this isn't the case, and we got to be careful with what we're saying on here too, because man, they'll take the episode down. They'll pull us. This is
that's what we need. We need to be canceled. We need some promotion. We need to rock the boat. You know what I mean? Say something crazy. Say something crazy about Jews right now. Go.
I'm out of here. It's
He said I'm out of here. Edit that.
Yeah, Pat, you already know. Well, it did say something crazy about the Jews. Roseanne Barr. She was wilding on Jews. Roseanne, did you see this, by the way?
I seen that little clip. It was like a 30-second clip that I seen. She was tripping.
30 seconds is all she needed. But she was on a Theo Vaughn's podcast, and contextually, she was kind of just talking about the idea of you get deplatformed for making particular jokes. And she happened to use, she started talking about Jewish people in a way and referring to the Holocaust. Granted, in context of what she was talking about, she was saying, like, if you say this, you may get deplatformed. So she was saying it in that context. And then just a lot of the clips that were used, like the 30-second ones perhaps that you saw, was just her saying those things. Because I saw that too. And I was like, damn, that's just out of the blue. That's pretty intense thing to say. So contextually, it makes a little more sense. However, still some wild stuff to say out there.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I got to see the whole thing. But I feel like from what I've seen, she seems like she's deranged or lost her mind.
Well, she's been on that wave for a while of just like kind of like doing a few things there on kind of playing to the idea of like anti-Semitism. Like I think there's like a photo shoot with her like dressed up as Hitler. And it was like cookies with like swastikas on them. Like it was like she was like baking cookies with like some sort of like anti-Semitic like design on it. So she's kind of been on that way for a while. I believe she's Jewish herself, so I don't fully know what the thing is with that. That
I mean,
doesn't.
I know some self-hating black people, so I get it.
Yeah, no, that is a thing. So it's like, but I did see these things out there and like her comments with that, and um, I I feel like it's like kind of trite to even discuss the idea of like, oh, well, should someone have the freedom of speech to say these things? It's like at this point we kind of recognize like you have the freedom of speech in a lot of ways to say kind of whatever you want, and there's certain platforms that aren't necessarily going to be like, oh, like I don't see YouTube as like oh, this is the you have the right to say whatever you want on here. It's like, oh no, it's a company and they happen to host a lot of different things, but there are a few things that they're going to, for whatever reason, political reasons or just social reasons, business reasons, that they're not going to leave on their website, maybe just from backlash. So I'm not even like, it's not even like a surprising thing. It's like, oh yeah, there's certain things that they'll take off.
Yep. There's certain things they'll take off, certain things they'll keep on. They just make the decisions what they want to do. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
But I don't think we've had anything taken off yet. I feel like
I'm trying to get canceled, bro. I'm trying to get canceled. Let's do it. That's all we need.
That's the tactic for it. That's well, this is the opportunity. Oh, for we producer Pat has corrected us. We have been taken off once. Alan, he went on this thing. It was quite racist. No, it wasn't that. It was for music. We had music on here. We used to close each episode with a song of our choosings. Great songs. And then they were like, "Yo, don't do that." And we had episodes taken down because of the music. Madonna got us taken down. But now we don't have that issue.
You see, she like passed out somewhere.
Yeah, so she had a bacterial infection and had to do like go to the ICU.
It's crazy.
Yeah, she's like 60 something. I think she was like about to do like a concert or something like that. But
she had worms.
Maybe that maybe like New York bacterial worms. That wouldn't be so great.
Oh man, that's nasty. Yeah, man. I think that we should get to some power suggestions because I got a good one that's coming up. And it's very important. It won't make sense for by the time this episode drops, but it will make sense the next year.
Oh my goodness, it's cryptic as hell. All right, let's get some prop suggestions.
So I've been thinking about this. You know, I got my ancestry DNA test kit, but I did not take it yet because I just want to make sure I do it right. I don't want to like mess it up.
That's one where you get to like spit in a vial, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do this.
I think yeah, I think you're able to get this one.
So I told you that that's the one that before I take it, I want to eat some African food just to make sure have some food, you know what I mean, to make sure that I am West African, you know. But
you want to heighten the possibility.
Yeah, I'm saying I might even I don't know. But this is my recommendation, right? So I said all that to say because I know that my results won't come back with some white. I just hope it's not like 51%. As long as it ain't 51%, and I'm mixed with like some black and some shit. Because I know it's gonna come back with some white. It got me thinking, man. It's 4th of July in a couple of days. I mean, should I? Because I haven't really been celebrating 4th of July because I've been on some, you know how I be. I ain't celebrating that. You know,
you're taking a knee for the whole day.
But then I started to think, it's like my ancestry test gonna come back and tell me that some of my people were free that day. Should I have a hamburger? Can I have some potato salad? You know what I mean?
It's for maybe like a portion of the day, a fraction of the day. Yeah, if your ancestry test shows otherwise, then yeah, I think you could have a hot dog. Although, yeah, that would be a rough on a hot dog.
Corona, is that okay? Is that okay? Can I start my grill up in peace without people telling me I'm not? I'm bootlicking. Is that okay?
You're allowed to see one singular firework. You're going to get one sparkler.
Just cover my ears for the rest of it. Yeah, so that's my recommendation, yo. Like, if you got some white and you celebrate 4th of July, yo. So my black people, I recommend it, yo. Because I've been thinking, because we're gonna cook out anyway. Because 4th of July for us is just a cookout. It ain't. we're not like celebrating freedom.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But have your burger, bro. Like I
Yeah.
recommend it. Mm.
Have your burger with the idea that you may have some white in you. That is the official prop suggestion.
I'm saying like some of my ancestor was free. I won't give it up for them too. I want to,
That is one convoluted proper suggestion. With it though, it's, take an ancestry test. If you have a little bit of white in you, hopefully not more than 50%.
bro.
Yes, have a fraction of the day where you could celebrate 4th of July.
Unless you not unless you if some your family or like recent immigrants, you got some white in you, bro. Like you got some white. If you from America, there's the amount of slaves and them that was mixing and not mixing but being raped and all that. Yeah, it's a lot. They would say I forget the percentage, like 1900, like at least like 50% of black people were like half white. Like
yeah, that's so like my on my dad's side, my grandfather, his name was McGregor. And like all on my dad's side, like their middle names are all McGregor. Like my younger brothers, my dad, middle name McGregor. For whatever reason, I'm not McGregor. I don't know why they skipped me on that one. Weird. But like they're all McGregor.
Be thankful. Be thankful. It's a weird middle name.
It is a weird one, yeah. But yeah, they're all McGregor in there. So like there's former Irish in there. And my ancestry, I think I have like definitely not 50%. I think I have like 12% of like Scottish in me.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be part Jewish. I thought I was gonna have some Jewish in me. Turns out I have like none.
So you got your results back?
Yeah, I took this like years ago. Took this years ago. I'm 22%. It's like two forms of African. It's like is it Cameroon? I think just they didn't it was just Nigerian. And I think one is classified as just West African. And then from there it was a North and South Indian. So like it's two Africans, two Indians, they walk into a bar. No, like so it's those and like a bunch of other things, but no Jewish. Yeah, so that's kind of wild.
So you said Swedish though, right?
No, Scottish.
Scottish.
I wouldn't be. I mean, there was like such like a combination of different things. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some Swedish in there, but yeah, it's ended up being the case. This whole time I was like, oh yeah, black and Indian. Took the test. Turns out I'm black and Indian. So
nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So really no burger for you.
I'm still gonna do it. Something you got to watch out when you take these ancestry tests is like because if you have the app, they like link you to people that you're connected with.
Yeah.
And they'll reach out. They will like I've had people reach out, and so there's a few that I just haven't responded to. And for them, I think it's like this is gonna like solve like this existential burden that I may have, where I maybe don't know a part of me, and they're reaching out to people on Ancestry, and I have the key to that. And I have not opened the door. So there's a few people that they've sent like lengthy messages of like, oh, this is like my family name. You've come up on this. Wanted to see what part of Jamaica your family's from. And I just haven't got back to them. I don't know what my problem is.
Yeah, man. I probably won't get back to them either, bro. I'm not really in the business of trying to have more people I got to reach out to on holidays.
That's
I'm a grouch. I don't be one. Like, it give you that option though. It asks you is like, do you want to be reached out to? And I put yeah, but I just want to see. I'm not saying I'm gonna be over here talking to people. I just want to see who are you? Where you come from? What you talking about?
You just want the opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you ain't never just like swipe on an app and just be like, they think I'm cute, and never message somebody. Like, okay, that's it.
You're like an ancestry tease. That's a little wild right there. Do that intentionally is a little.
It's for the sport. It's just for the sport. I'm not in it for that. I'm just in it for the sport. You know what I mean? I'm a sport fisher. I'll throw it back.
Oh goodness. I hope it works out. I hope you eat your African food. Maybe dabble in different African foods. Have some Ethiopian. And then maybe get more 50% West African.
I really like Ethiopian food a lot too.
Me too.
And I kind of got high cheekbones. I could be Ethiopian.
Oh yeah.
Eritrean or whatever. I don't know.
This is gonna sound very non-African to me. I've never heard of Eritrean. Is Eritrean a thing?
You must admit Eritrean. That's what Nipsey Hussle is. Tiffany Haddish is people from Eritrea.
What?
Yeah, it's like by Ethiopia.
Oh,
Eritrea. Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Yeah.
Oh, this is with the prop suggestion that I want to break people off with. It's on the smaller side. It is on the smaller side for it. Um, Now we talk about comedy a lot. We talk about open mics a lot. This is kind of adjacent to that, but not necessarily comedy based. So in Spring City, Pennsylvania. I know we have people in Lithuania and such, but in Spring City they have a venue called the Gem on Bridge Street, and they just started an open mic for ghost stories. An open mic just for ghost stories. The person that started, Sonia Pritchard, she's a scientist who eventually wrote a ghost story, a ghost fiction novel. I was able to publish it after 16 years working on it. I'm on her newsletter for some reason. I'm on Sony's newsletter, and she's like a month or so ago. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna start open mic for ghost stories." And then on Tuesday, I went out to this. It was pretty good. I
Yeah.
thought it was just gonna be like a cafe with like four people talking about like times that like they may or may not saw their aunt in the basement or sort of thing. It was like 50 to 60 people showed up to this thing. And then they asked the question at the top of like, who here has had a ghost experience? And literally everyone but me just starts clapping. And I was like, all right, like, am I the ghost? So I went to this just to watch. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of curious just to see some of this and just go to an open mic from a spectator's point of view because I don't really have a story. Although I thought I was like, oh, maybe if I pull something out, sort of thing, just get stage time, like
Yeah.
weave in ghost stories into my bits for an excuse just to get on stage. But I was like, I didn't do that. But I do recommend this for people. It's a unique experience. I think they're going to be doing it every month. Some more updates to come on it. But if someone's looking for like cool ghost stories and just overall neat experience, it's a little different from the norm. The Gem Ghost Story Open Mic Tuesdays, Spring City.
Spring City. How was it? Like, was it like a lot of people performing? Because it was like all 50
Yeah.
people talk. Like, what?
Yes. So I didn't even stay for the whole thing because it was that many people. I thought it was going to be like, oh, maybe it's going to be like three people talking sort of thing. It was like 20 plus people signed up for it. It was like a straight up open mic. So I don't know if they had open mic dynamics and like beefs, like the ghosts telling people and such. Of like, hey man, I get message you before I got here. I got here before everyone. Why am I number 16? So I don't know if they had any of those things, but yeah, it was a fair amount of people that showed up.
You mad somebody stealing your ghost story? Like, yo, man, I said
Um,
that. I posted that last week.
hey man, your ghost story is similar to my ghost story. I just want to let you know that I told this. That's just like adding tags to ghost stories.
I was about to say that. I was just about to say that. Hey, yo, you should try this for the next time. On the next story slam, try this.
Yeah, for this next one, maybe if you add a few extra booze at the end of it, maybe you could get one of those. Yeah, but it was cool though. It was some of them were legitimately kind of frightening. And yesterday I was at an event. I was near Spring City and I was telling people about it. And then like it leads people just like start telling you their ghost stories. And like so like I told them about this thing, and then with that, I heard like five ghost stories after that. It just led to people talking about their ghost stories. And I don't really have any ghost stories. The ghosts just don't really mess with me like that, which
Yeah.
sure, that's fine. But it's interesting that how many people have those experiences and just have just stories on the go if you just prompt them out of it.
Yeah. I don't have any ghost stories. I'm not even sure if I believe in it.
Really?
Yeah.
All these people talking about ghost experiences, part of me is like, okay, well, it's like watching Unsolved Mysteries and being like, all right, if this many people claim to see Abraham Lincoln in their hallway at 3 o'clock in the morning, there must be some sort of connection. It can't just be all these people having the same phenomenon like that.
It's just a mental health crisis. Just a mental health crisis. I
Mental
mean,
health crisis is a thing in America. So yeah.
you're telling me you're seeing ghosts. You're telling me Casper is real. Like, who created the first? Who said that that's what it looks like? What?
It's
Come on, man. I live too much in facts. I gotta touch it. I gotta see it. You want me to believe in ghosts? I don't even believe in a lot of stuff. Yeah,
I
me
thought you were about
like
to say I don't really believe in people. I was like, what? I
I
thought
don't have faith in a lot of humanity. I don't have a faith in a lot of humanity. No, but nah, bro. I don't think ghosts are real.
wow, that's a statement right there.
It is. I wanted you to tell your story, get your ghost story off, but I think we should have another ghost story slam, and then just take all those people,
You want to rally
prescribe,
up?
prescribe, and then give them a therapist. Let them talk to somebody. Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just I don't know about the supernatural and all. I don't.
Yeah, it's not something I rock with heavy, and it's not something I experience. But it's something where like from an agnostic point of view, I'm like, yeah, it could be. It's if this many people are saying they've had experiences or even down to like people like having dreams about certain things and it becoming a reality, it's like it could be. It's not something I really experience that much, but could be.
I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in mental health, and I feel that people should take care of themselves. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's a lot of I don't know. It's crazy. I don't
So
know, man. I want people to believe whatever you want to believe. Like I love people believe things I don't believe. I love it. I'm like, oh, look at that. You have faith and belief in things. Well, I'm just out here biting a bullet for everyone. Walking in reality.
you're gonna get the ghost community pretty heated. I know we have ghost fans out here, sort of thing. And if this is one thing, like if we wanted to like chop this clip up and go to that open mics like Facebook page and post it on there and just say PE, that could be one way to get some traction. Traction from the ghost people.
All right, so look, we can do it like this. You can act like I'm here, but I'm not really here.
Oh my goodness.
And act like I'm a ghost. But I can just
sound,
talk.
You sound like a ghost too when you do that.
Yeah. So how I get out of here? So it's like, dang.
it's
like, this is wild. You know what I mean? Proper bonics, man. But thank you for tuning in.
Oh my goodness. That's it. Proper bonics for Kirk and Alan Spookenberg.
Spookenberg. I never heard that one. I heard a lot of variations of the bird.
Yeah. Spookenberg. Yeah. We're spooky with that. Yeah, man.
When I played football in high school, I wasn't like the fastest person. So they used to call me Molassesberg.
Well, molasses. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate with that, man. With that, man, I'm probably going to dip soon. Your boy has not eaten breakfast yet. I took a melatonin last night in efforts to sleep off the hangover, and it worked. I actually feel much better. But with that, I slept in pretty heavy. So your boy's gonna find like a banana or something, or maybe get like a breakfast sandwich. Are you doing anything for a night? Are you trapped in with the thunderstorm?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really want to do something. Yeah, because I don't want to just chill. But yeah, we in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, man.
Also, I'm gonna tell you, September 2nd, Soul Joe's. If y'all listen to this, Soul Joe's, Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Get your tickets. We're trying to sell 250 tickets. We want to sell it out. It's gonna be amazing. So if you listen to this, I've been in the gym, bro. I've been just want to get a haircut. I've been in the trenches. I'm about to get a haircut soon though, but you got to come to that September 2nd.
And for those that haven't been to Soul Joe's, really cool venue. It's going to be a cool event. Mark it on your calendars. September 2nd. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it's lit.
Yeah, man.
Be in the building. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that. Thank you.
Peace.